Buying a car requires some optimism. But I am not going to lie to you. Not all cars can meet your expectations. Some might think that scoring a great deal on a particular vehicle is the only thing that matters. But just wait until those costly repairs come in. You might really wonder why your neighbor's ride isn't as clunky as yours. Eventually, you'll realize that it should not have been the price you wanted, but the actual reliability of the car you are buying. Hello everyone, this is Ted from CarlandTV. Get in the back seat, as I will be giving you my take on the most unreliable cars, trucks, and SUVs you should never buy at all. Otherwise, you'll crap money from repairs and replacements from time to time. Before I start, please hit the subscribe and notification bells. They help the channel a lot. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. Tesla Model S. Years to avoid 2012, 2017. I am pretty sure that a lot of you will flip me over because of this entry. I know that in the grand scheme, the Model S of Tesla is one of the ideal electric cars in the market right now. Well, it's a Tesla at the end of the day, and it has a reputation that at this point is undeniable. But just like any other car here, the Model S isn't entirely perfect. If you are going to check this vehicle out, I suggest you skip the 2012 to 2017 model years, because if I am going to be honest with you, those cars are just a wreck in your budget. I don't own a Model S, and I have no plans of acquiring one, even if it's going to be offered to me cheaply. However, based on feedback from Model S owners and some car repair shops, the Model S is riddled with multiple problems. The worst that I've heard is phantom braking, which is a scary thing since you'll never know when it will strike. At the same time, several model years of the Model S have faulty suspension and problematic in-car tech. Even their climate control and steering aren't that reliable as well. Honestly, I was hoping the problems would just stop there. But believe it or not, the electric motors of older Model S are prone to failure. Many have to be replaced entirely, so from an investment standpoint, these cars are not worth your money. Volkswagen Taos. Years to avoid 2022. Volkswagen is a solid brand of cars and SUVs. However, some Volkswagen models are controversial due to their low dependability rating. These cars can suffer from problems that can be quite severe, to the point that many users complain they got stranded while driving a VW vehicle. But what I want to focus on here is one Volkswagen Taos, or in particular, its 2022 model year. For starters, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has recorded over 90 complaints for the 2022 Taos. Most of the complaints, as I've found out, are directly related to its engine. The engine problems actually vary, such as sudden loss of power, weak acceleration, and vehicle stalling. I also talked to other Taos owners who mentioned that these engine issues, even after extensive repairs, prompt them to replace the engine entirely. I also have to mention that the Taos already has around 6 recalls. That alone can scare potential buyers into purchasing this SUV, and if I were you, you should be. To be fair to Volkswagen, Taos has made some improvements in 2023 and 2024. Still, impressions have been a mixed bag, so it's better that you steer cautiously if you are planning to get this SUV. Chevrolet Colorado. Years to avoid 2022. Are you surprised that the Chevy Colorado is on this list? Even if you don't believe it, I too was really dumbfounded that I had to include this truck. Anyone who grew up driving a Chevy truck knows that they are good. The Chevy Colorado is not an exception. It's a small truck, but it definitely secured a market that became distant from full-size trucks because of the excessive carbon emissions their internal combustion engines produce. Of course, I am not going to debate anyone here whether there's actually an environmentally acceptable vehicle. But all I know is that the popularity of the Chevy Colorado rides on this particular concern. As a small truck, the 2022 Chevy Colorado flexes its muscles. It is capable of hauling up to 7,000 pounds of load, which is impressive. It's fuel efficient, as compared to larger counterparts. In this aspect, I'm confident that the Chevy Colorado can go toe-to-toe with some EVs out there. Unfortunately, Colorado is stricken with reliability problems. I'm astonished that a huge number of its consumers pointed out that its transmission is prone to failure. Specifically, several Colorado owners commented that the transmission of the truck is likely to be rebuilt or replaced, and that's pretty much going to hold your wallet. Even the sensors and linkages can also fail out of nowhere. And according to its owners, this truck is quite loud on the road. Not the kind of loudness that you'll be proud of, but one that would get you embarrassed. Mercedes-Benz CClass. Years to avoid 2014-2021. Are you seeing a pattern here? The majority of the cars touted as unreliable are actually in the premium price range. Now, don't try to box me here. I am fully aware that the C-Class is one of the top-selling cars, not only in the United States, but even in the UK. I am completely sold by its driving verve, handling, and interior quality. It's built for speed but has a class that you can only get from a premium vehicle with a steep sticker. But I am only talking about the latest versions of the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Truth be told, if you swing back the pendulum, you would really see how much of a controversy the C-Class was. The 2014 to 2021 model years of the C-Class in general didn't live up to the expectations of its casual consumers. They have a poor reliability rating, as proven by multiple transmissions, check engine lights, and suspension failures. Plus, the expensive repairs that tag after the fact make old C-Class models a poor choice for a car, even if you have the bucks to pay for them. Jeep Renegade. Years to avoid 2015-2020. I have been a longtime fan of the Jeep Renegade. I was fortunate enough to witness its unveiling in 2014 during the Geneva Motor Show. The Renegade is essentially a small crossover SUV, and similar to other Jeeps, it possesses off-roading qualities. Small, but built rugged nonetheless. Notably, this ride shares the same platform as the Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and other FCA model brands. Its driving transmission is front-wheel drive and comes with optional four-wheel drive systems. It also uses Jeep's proprietary Select Terrain system, which optimizes the SUV's ability to tackle both off-road and on-road tracks. If you aren't aware, this system was first used in the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. On paper, the Jeep Renegade should be a good SUV. However, shortly after a year, a lot of Jeep owners have complained about its reliability. It got so bad that sites like JD Power and Consumer Reports have been consistently bombarding the Renegade with poor reliability scores. Most of the problems that plagued the Renegade are mechanical, but there are also a number of engine issues, such as the engine not starting or not turning over. It doesn't shift that well either, so overall, the Renegade will be a poor choice for an off-roading SUV. Ford F-150 Hybrid. Years to avoid 2021. Electric vehicles suddenly became a thing, and we just woke up one day to see our roads filled with electrified rides. It's already clear that no big names in the automotive industry wanted to be left out in the EV race, so even truck makers have to shift entirely. Just take a look at the F-150. This highly popular truck from Ford has been on American roads for decades already, and to be fair, many Ford fans wanted the F-150 to get a total refresh. So when the company announced they were going to make a hybrid version of this truck, a lot got excited. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel the same way. However, the first hybrid model of the F-150 is a serious flop. Folks who bought the truck were astonished when it displayed abysmal performance and construction. The body integrity was surprisingly shaky, and the electrical components, which should be the highlight of the F-150 hybrid, aren't as foolproof as many would expect them to be. A few complaints also centered around the truck's transmission, fuel economy, and even the drive system. Some issues are minor, and others are just too overwhelming to ignore. One of my neighbors in the block had to give up his F-150 hybrid at 25,000 miles because, in his words, "This crap ain't worth my damn dime anymore." And that wraps up this discussion. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. I know it's a chore, but it helps the channel a lot. Until next time, drive safely.